came to birth.
Good evening. We will now call to order the Franklin County Community School Corporation regular school board meeting for February 10th, 2025. Please stand if able, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Jessica, you want to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First up on the agenda is celebrations. Mr. Gearing?
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to celebrate some of our staff. We're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to do one staff all the way through to the pitcher because she has to get to class, and that class means that she gets to come to work tomorrow. And that's very important to us. And so we want to make sure she is able to do that. So we just want to take a moment and have Miss Rachel Ratz join me up here. Come on over here. Superintendent Dustin Gehring is honored to announce that Miss Rachel Ratz, hello, has been selected as February's Educator of the Month. Ms. Ratz is a counselor at Franklin County Middle School. This is Rachel's second year at FCCSC, but fourth year working in education with students in grades K through 12. Prior to education, she worked as an inpatient social worker at a hospital for almost 10 years. Rachel has her bachelor's degree in social work and minor in psychology from Indiana University in Bloomington. She is currently pursuing her master's degree in education from school counseling from Liberty University, Virginia, and plans to graduate in December of 2025. Rachel was nominated for this honor by a staff member. When asked why Ms. Ratz should be considered for this recognition, she responded, Rachel is always willing to lend a helping hand or a listening ear. You will catch her anywhere and everywhere throughout the school building helping out. She takes great pride in her work and truly cares for the students. Rachel is a huge asset to Franklin County Middle School, and I am so thankful that I get to have her as a coworker. Ms. Ratz is actively involved in youth sports within the community and also leads a Girl Scout troop at her daughter's school. In her free time, quote unquote, Rachel loves spending time with her husband and two daughters. She added, watching my children and their extracurricular activities brings me so much joy, and we all enjoy traveling as a family. We are big fans of country music, it's fun, and love going to concerts whenever we can. When asked what she loves most about her job, Ms. Ratz responded, the best part of my job is working with children during such formative years of their lives. I take pride in providing guidance, education, and support to help them navigate decisions that will shape their future successes, both in short and long term, while supporting them throughout their educational journey. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please help me with a big congratulations to Ms. Ratz, our February educator. All right, so this is going to be for you, and this is going to be for you. What I'd like you to do is take a moment, go shake a hand, and come back and see me.
Congratulations. Thank you for all you do. That's right. Congratulations. I didn't know what you said.
All right, come on back and introduce who you brought with you today.
My husband Justin and my daughter Reagan and my daughter Brooklyn.
Well, we want to say thank you for letting us borrow her every single day. Thank you very, very much. We know that's a lot, and thank you again. So, congratulations to you. One more time, this is a t-shirt for you, and then, of course, your certificate. Congratulations. One more time. Thank you. All right. Step right there. First one for you, and then family will join.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Congratulations. One more time. Good luck at class, honestly. Let's go. She was very nervous about how fast she could be out of here. I said, I'm pretty quick. All right. I didn't see Crystal come in. Did I miss her? Crystal? Okay. We still want to make sure we talk about her. For February, our support staff of the month is Miss Crystal McQueen. Superintendent Dustin Gehring is pleased to announce that Miss Crystal McQueen has been selected as February's support staff of the month. Crystal is the payroll and benefits coordinator at Franklin County Community Schools. Although Ms. McQueen has only worked at FCCSC for 8 months, she has made an impact with her willingness to help in any situation. Crystal was nominated for this honor by a staff member. When asked why Ms. Crystal should be considered for this recognition, she responded, I feel she deserves this because I don't think people realize how much she does. Any problem that ever comes up, she's always so sweet and kind. She always makes you feel like you are important and not just an employee. She's a staff member that is behind the scenes and makes everything run smoothly. In her free time, Crystal enjoys reading, going to sporting events, and spending time with her family and grandkids. When asked what is the best part of her job, Ms. McQueen responded, I love being able to help all employees understand what benefits they have and how to use them. My goal is to make sure all employees' needs are met, and Ms. Crystal serves our corporation as our benefits coordinator here at Central Office. Of course, the purpose of Support Staff of the Month is to recognize outstanding FCCSC support staff. So if you think of another one, we do have a nomination form out there for you. Although she is not here, I still would like to go ahead and get a big round of applause for Ms. Crystal McQueen. All right, working ourselves backwards now, obviously because of timing there. I'd like to ask Mr. Chad Gutzweiler to join me. What's up to my right? All right. What's the weather going to do? That's really why you're here. Superintendent Mr. Dustin Gehring is thrilled to announce that Mr. Chad Gutzweiler has been selected as January's Educator of the Month. His second time being selected. Chad was also the Educator of the Month in February of 2021. Mr. Gutzweiler is the leader of the Achievement School, which we'll hear more about later on tonight. At Franklin County High School, Chad has been in education for 22 years, 5 of which have been at FCCSC. Mr. Gutzweiler is a graduate of Ball State University, where he earned his Bachelor in Education and is continuing to earn his Master of Arts degree in secondary education. Mr. Gutzweiler was nominated for this honor by a staff member. When asked why Mr. Gutzweiler should be considered for this recognition, she responded, there are not enough words in the dictionary to describe how wonderful Chad is, not only as an educator, but as a person too. I watch him every day with not only his students, but with all students and staff he comes into contact with. He's always positive and uplifting. Franklin County High School is very lucky to have Chad. In addition to his teaching responsibility, Mr. Gutzweiler is also very involved in community activities and organizations. He serves on the Ivy Tech Board of Trustees for Lawrenceburg-Batesville campuses, co-sponsors the Wildcat Youth Leadership Team, and also serves on the Franklin County Emergency Management Team. The list doesn't stop there. You're a busy guy.
Keeps me in trouble.
Idle hands, buddy. He's a member of Summer Festival Leadership Team at St. John's campus of All Saints Catholic Church and the pastoral musician of piano, at All Saints Catholic Church. But last but not least, Mr. Gutzweiler manages his professional hobby, weather page, hint, hint, subscribe, Weather Wave 2.0. I often get text messages from Chad as any weather's pending at all with, hey, heads up. Very funny story. I didn't know that he did this. I had no idea. So I get a random text from him around this weather storm that's coming. I'm like, buddy, who are you? And what is this all? Because I just got here, right? Yeah. And so the second one comes, and finally I'm like, do you want to be on the weather team? Like, what's the plan here? I come to learn that he's trained in this area, and I'm very thankful for you, by the way. Thank you for not stopping to text me and let me know what's going on. When asked about what he loves most about his job, Mr. Gutzweiler responded, there are so many best parts of my job. I have a belief that in order to teach students, you have to see students. I love the interaction with students, the fist bumps, the handshakes. You're wordy. Wordy is 2 pages. Yeah. We'll replace page 2 there. Conversations, running, working out with them, and even skiing with them. I love when I see their sense of pride and self-worth. take over their face and demeanor when something good happens in their life. I love witnessing the success, the emails, the texts, the phone calls, and conversations of students getting jobs, going to college, etc. I love the connections. I love when they know they matter to me. And as we know, the purpose of Educator Month is to recognize outstanding educators. So please nominate the next one. One more time, Mr. Chad Gutzweiler.
Congratulations. Thanks.
Nice job.
Will you introduce whom you brought with you today?
Carrie, this is Vivian. Over here, girlfriend. Carrie Burming.
Okay.
This is my mom and dad. It's not as way as possible.
Well, technically speaking.
Patient, yeah, a little money here and there.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much for letting us borrow and obviously the building that you had to. One more time, Mr. Gutzweiler. We'll take all the pictures at the end.
Okay.
Just the one that had to leave. All right.
I was ready.
All right. If we can have Miss Lauren Stacy come on up. I know she's here. I just saw her. Hey, there she is. Come on over. Come on over. Right here. I like your shirt, by the way. It's fun. All right. Superintendent Mr. Dustin Gehring is happy to announce that Miss Lauren Stacy has been selected as January Support Staff of the Month. Lauren has been a paraprofessional at Laurel Elementary for 2 years. A graduate of Franklin County High School, go Wildcats. Lauren is currently attending Western Governors University to get her bachelor's degree in elementary education. And I know exactly where you're going to apply and stay. Right? Come in. Lauren was nominated for this honor by a staff member. When asked why Miss Stacy should be considered for this recognition, she responded, "Lauren is an asset during win time and has stepped up to fill in for me when I'm working on an internship. The students love her and are excited to see her. Lauren is just an awesome paraprofessional. In her free time, Lauren likes to read, spend time with family and friends, and watch TV. When asked what is the best part of her job, Ms. Stacy responded, "The best part is building special relationships with each student and watching them grow. Not only academically, but also watching them figure out who they want to be as people. This truly is one of the most rewarding jobs in the world." Of course, the purpose of Student Support Staff of the Month is to recognize outstanding folks, so make sure you nominate your next one. Ms. Lauren Stacy.
Thank you so much.
Nice job.
Come back over here. Introduce who you brought with you.
That's my mom. We are my coworkers, Jalen, Raina, and Krista, and this is Krista's family.
Fantastic. One more time for Ms. Lauren Stacy. We have just a few more things to celebrate before we stop everything for more pictures, if that's okay with everyone. If it isn't, we're going to do it anyways.
He's in my phone tonight.
We want to take a moment and bring up Ms. Tanya Wirtz. Where you at? Come on up. We're going to be celebrating some of our JAG Career Development winners, so let's welcome her with a big round of applause.
Okay, just to kind of explain what we did, there are about 20 plus schools in our region that our kids were able to go and compete against. I'm very proud to say that Franklin County was one of the only schools that had someone compete in every single competition. And 13 of my 14 kids placed in the top 3. So for them to be able to do something that's totally out of their comfort zone, some of them kind of switched competitions and did different things and everything. Unfortunately, I have a lot of kids that are sick. At least they all made the competition and stuff, but just super, super proud. And I've never been able to take 7 kids to state competition that will be in March, on March 14th and stuff. So like I said, could not be more proud of what they're able to accomplish and stuff. So I'll kind of give you a list of their names and the competitions that they did, just so that you kind of know what they did and everything else. And my outstanding senior, she had to do a huge scholarship and do all kinds of paperwork and everything else for her to do, and she's sick, unfortunately. She did find out from the judges, because they only give like the first place for our outstanding senior, but they did tell her that she was second place. And that meant the world to her, because she was going up against a very hard competitor that we knew was going to win and stuff, just because her, everything that she does with the state and stuff with JAG. But Ava Moore was our outstanding senior.
If you are here, come on up.
So then our next is our PBL team. It is a team of 3 that they had to come up with a plan of something that they felt like they needed to improve in our school. and they chose a plan to do something to include our special needs class. So once a month, our class goes in and does something with their class. So this Friday, we're actually going to go in and do Valentine's Day cookies and Valentine's and stuff with the kids. So the team was Desiree Dowers, Kylie Robinson, and Madison Rose. I have one that's here, so Des, come on up. And they are a team that actually gets to move on to state. Okay. And I have a lot of kids that end up sick and everything else. So my next one was a creative decision-making team. They actually had to do a preliminary round to even make the top 3 to get to go compete. So they were given a scenario that they had to come up with a plan of how they would solve that scenario. And then at the competition, they got to do that in front of the judges. And they also get to move on to state. And that is Kiana Madden, Nick Van Hoven, and Madison Shepard. And I have 2 of them with me. And this was a new competition that was a whole team thing and everything else. The next was our business plan. Again, a team of 3 where they had to come up with a business. They are going to be, it was an outdoor decorating, so like Christmas or Halloween, different kinds of things like that. And they were able to place 3rd. And I don't have any of them with me, but it's Sydney Roberts, Caroline Aaron, and Keegan Clark were my 3 that competed for that one. My next is my prepared speaker. He had to come up with, given a theme to go with, and had to do a speech. I'm so proud that he memorized it and told it without even looking at his cards. He's also a wrestler, so he had sectional wrestler on that Saturday, went home, memorized it, and was ready to compete. So for him to be one of the top 10 competitors and stuff, super, super proud. Tyler Tischler. So my next one is my employability skills. She had to do a resume and cover letter, and then she went and actually did an interview with the judges and everything, and she also gets to move on to state, and that's Savannah Leach. Let's see. My next was career presentation. Layla is not with us. She also ends up being sick and stuff, but she wants to be a pilot, so she got to do a presentation on being a pilot. So give Layla a round. If anybody knows me, I'm not a math person whatsoever, but I'm so proud of Carson doing financial literacy. He had to come up with a whole entire budget for a year after he graduates and stuff, and then he had to present that to the judges and explain why he came up with everything. And he placed 3rd, Carson Patterson. Desiree's up here again, but Desiree also had the cover design win, so that also moves on to state. I should have brought the design because they actually blew it up for us and everything else, but she had to make a cover design for the actual competition and a digital invite, and hers won our region and also gets to move on to state. Oh. And then the last few things, as a group, they're supposed to come up with a commercial. Dalton Ward and his dad made a great commercial to promote our JAG program, and that got 2nd place. We had a brochure that was made that also promotes our JAG program, and one of our students that actually graduated midterm, Zoe Riley, did that for us, and that also got 2nd place. And then Madison Shepard is my social media coordinator, so anything that you see on our Facebook page for JAG and stuff, that's her posting that on there. I let them do the social media, that's all their kind of thing and stuff, so they placed 3rd. So like I said, I could not have been more proud of having someone in every single competition. They make me a proud mama. I love what I do and super proud of them. They deserve the biggest round of applause ever. Absolutely.
You got one more celebration.
Excellent.
Good job.
Great job.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
Great job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Very good
Great
job.
job.
You got tall, but what else?
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Nobody's that excited as Annie.
I am, but me all the time. Good job.
Good work.
Even if you want to have a seat just for a minute, we'll come right back up for all those group pictures.
From kindergarten to the end.
All right, our last celebration of the night is also a bit of a presentation. I did ask him to keep it brief. We'll see. He's awful wordy. But we know that this year is our first year of an achievement school at Franklin High School. And before he even won the award, I asked him, would you mind coming and giving us an update on that. And so with so much to celebrate, I'm going to hand things back over to Mr. Chad Gutzweiler.
What you're receiving right now is an infographic that I created for the Achievement School that incorporates our objectives, our goals, the mission statement. And I really want you to focus on the upper left-hand corner right there, which talks about redefining possibilities. As we all know, education is not a one-shoe-size-fits-all. And so the Achievement School is another pathway for these students. These students are juniors and seniors, and like many, some students have a variation of confidence, vision, family background, academics, athletics, and so forth, 5-year plans. And so the Achievement School provides another pathway for our juniors and seniors. The Achievement School is in 2 sessions. It is from 8:20 to 11:20, and then 12:05 until 3:05. 15 students max. That helps with our student-to-teacher ratio, because there's a lot that goes on in the Achievement School. First off, we use the Momentum program, which is an online-based education program for students to get that coursework. It is electronic, it is online. However, I am there 100% with them through mentorship, through helping them on different assignments, grading their discussions, grading their activities, but also identifying areas of improvement. Maybe you need to go back and rebuild a skill set in a classroom or in a class. And I reopen that particular class right there to help regain that skill set to earn that credit. That happens in the 3 hours here at Momentum. Another piece of this Achievement School is something that doesn't always happen in all the classes, and that's financial literacy. I know Ms. Wirtz does a great job at that, along with Mrs. Barraclough, but we incorporate it as well. But we bring in a lot more other aspects of it too, as far as looking at investments. Students are working on investing portfolios. We also bring in FCM bank members. We bring in people from First Financial and Brock Riker from American Family Insurance. And in this once a week financial literacy unit, we incorporate things such as looking at life insurance, familiarity of terminology that they can be aware of as they're starting to become adults, and looking at that as far as homeowner insurance, automobile insurance, bank loans, what a Roth IRA is, looking at different types of investments. We also look at, right now, we're getting into a whole new area of our portfolio development for financial literacy, where students are actually getting into the stock market. They're actually making investments in companies that do exist with the live stock market as it fluctuates from day to day. They're not using real money, but it's a program simulation. It's called Investopedia, and they are building a portfolio for 10 weeks to see how those work. And I also incorporate to them or share with them the different avenues like E-Trade, Ameritrade, Robinhood, different types of ways to starting to make more money off the money they're making right now. Money making, part of that also comes in with our Achievement School. The students in the Achievement School are doing work-based learning. They're with me for a half a day, 3 hours. The other half of the day, they're working. And I work with them on employability skills. Resume building, all my students have a resume. We constantly change that resume once they get a new job and so forth. We also look at employability skills, simple as a handshake, standing up for a handshake, making good eye contact, what makes them shine over another employee. We incorporate current events into the class because as I surveyed many different employers in the area, they said the ability for them to be able to communicate, have a conversation, makes them stand out above other employees. We also look at the current events for what's going on around the world, because they are making investments in the stock market through financial literacy to know what things are happening around the world, so they know to make the best move when they're making investments in different companies. And so it all kind of gets intertwined. If the students earn and work up to 150 hours, and I log that, they turn in their paycheck stubs into me, they get 150 hours of work, they get 3 credits towards graduation. And those 3 credits are basically like earning an A in each class. So 4.0, 4.0, 4.0. That helps with their GPA for their transcript. So what happens when they complete the Achievement School? Well, last semester, we logged over 3,300 hours of work-based learning, which was phenomenal with 26 area businesses. And I was in contact with those businesses, kept me very busy, whether it was a phone call, an email, or I would stop in and visit to see how they're doing. During that time, students earned over 200 credits towards graduation. which was phenomenal. We had 16 students who finished with their coursework at Franklin County High School. So some of them did that at December, at the midterm. Some of them finished up last week. And so what does that look like from this point on? When a student finishes their coursework in the Achievement School, they can, if they've hit the 150 hours of work, many of them did, 10 of my 16 did, they essentially are considered an early graduate. Okay, and my expectation is, and I told them, I said, you will walk across that stage on June 1st at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? Those students who didn't get that 150 hours, they become part of what's called the CEI program, which stands for Career Exploration Internship. And what that means is they are not reporting to me for coursework, they've completed that, but they are reporting to work and still working toward those 150 hours of work-based learning. Once they accumulate those hours, then I switch them over from CEI to becoming an early graduate at Franklin County High School. So that all comes back to creating possibilities. One student that I want to pull out here real quick, he was a student that came to me in August. He was unsure about his future, about graduating from Franklin County High School. He didn't have a job. The only thing going for him right now was football. And so he came to me and he was fully invested. We worked on employability skills, getting him a job. He got on at Gilman's. Right now, he is a lead. He is a lead at the department. He has a department at Gilman's right now with benefits, working full-time, and he loves it, and he is a graduate. He finished up, did 150 hours of work in December, got all of his courses done to fulfill the requirements for the Indiana Department of Education, and now he's a department lead. He is a department manager at Gilman's. And so going from where he was at in August to where he is now is absolutely phenomenal. And so that's just one of many examples. You are free, if you take a look on that paper there, the infographic, more detail, there are pictures with flex seating. It's all about comfort. And that's what I want to hone in on. Confidence, comfort, making sure that they're capable to become and contribute to be good citizens of Franklin County and neighboring communities beyond. So
I'll tell you, when I first landed here, Chippewa and I just happened to land in the same space, and all of a sudden it was like light bulbs were connecting around the work I had done and the work that he's doing, and what was exciting about what was coming next. He has done an incredible job of taking a program from its inception with an idea, and now we have kids graduating that may not have otherwise because of his work. And that's why it's a part of the celebration, because it truly is a celebration of the work that he's done, and we're not done here. One more time, Mr. Chad Gutzweiler. So we want to take a moment and we want to get our pictures. So it's a bit of a pause. And just so you know, once we take the pictures, you're welcome to step out if you'd like to. But you're also welcome to stay. That might be your extra strategy. With that being said, we're going to have, first up, we're going to have our, Mr. Gutzweiler, why don't you come on up yourself there, and then we'll have your family join you right afterwards. So we'll start right there. This won't take very long, I promise. It's very quick.
Better.
All right, and family, join.
I see some of the families here that have been calling me about the dead end roads here tonight. So I suspect that will be some of the comments.
Just let them talk like we talked.
Good. Ms. Stacy, come on up. And family, if you want to start making your way up, you know you'll be next.
Hey, Chad,
So head on up.
diploma do they get?
It'll get better. Don't you think it has to?
All right, crew, join. So glad you're here. All right, very good. Next up, we'll have the JAG group. Come on up. There you go. Pull together with big smiles. Can you step up front? We got to see you. All right, big smiles. There you go.
Ready? 1, 2.
I know it's going to be a big picture, but any other family members that could come on up, a part of this group right here, you're a big part of this, come on up. Absolutely, all of our family members, come on up. I see parents out there. There is more than one person here.
Casey, you
Come join the picture,
You're in my
come join the
class,
picture.
Casey, come join us.
Pull out.
Casey, he's coming.
There we go, all right. Other family members.
Yeah.
Stay in the picture, right?
Love to have you come on up.
That's all right.
You showed up. You showed up, that's a big deal. All right, so that should wrap up, and we got a picture earlier, so that is everyone. If you are part of this group and you would like to leave, now is the perfect time to do so. If you'd like to stay, you're always welcome. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, Chad.
Next up is the consent agenda items. This is for discussion and board action. Do we have a motion?
I so move.
Mr. Simonson, seconded by Katie. Any discussion? All those in favor, show of hands. All those opposed? 7-0. Next is personnel new hires.
Yes, sir. So we have a number of these here. We have folks joining us. Tiffany Smith, a paraprofessional FCMS. Lucille Cook, paraprofessional FCMS. Amber Brandstetter, cafeteria at FCHS. Barbara Stanger, paraprofessional FCHS.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. Foster, second. Katie? All those in favor, raise your hand. 7-0.
Okay.
Extracurricular?
Under our personnel extracurricular, we have the following, a bit of a list here, and I'll jump right through it. MCS, we have Roy Van Winkle, 6th grade girls basketball coach. Thomas Cochran, 6th grade girls basketball coach. Rachel Tussey, 5th grade girls basketball coach. Allie Cochran, yearbook sponsor. Alan Craver, 6th grade band instructor. Chelsea Stanger, robotics team coach. Eva Hoffman, robotics team coach. Allie Cochran, robotics team coach. Anna Cole, webpage director. Hunter Tashane, how'd I do? Tashane?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Head boys track coach. Christian Stewart's assistant track coach co-ed. Madison McCoy, head girls track coach. Jason Allen, golf coach co-ed. Brandon Cowan, volunteer golf coach. FCHS, we have Daniel Ward, track coordinator. Brad Snyder, assistant track coach A. Jackie Benecker, assistant track coach B. Sam Arnold and Caitlin Marshall, assistant track coach C. Adam Grant and Nick Van Oven, assistant track coach D. Anna Schatzel, that's a tough one. Volunteer track coach. Randy Troyer, volunteer track coach. Joe Davidson, volunteer track coach. Lola Mann, JV assistant girls tennis coach. Katrina Herkamp, volunteer tennis coach. Eli Butt, freshman baseball coach. Brett Rauch, JV assistant baseball coach. Craig Hurdle, varsity assistant baseball coach, moving up from JV assistant coach. Adam Hofer, drama assistant C. Emily Wendell, life smarts coach. Whew, that's a list.
That is a list. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Foster, second. Ms. Brennan? Any discussion?
Question.
Yes.
On the track coaches, A, B, C, D, do they split the salaries or is all that pay position?
So each of those is a salary itself, and some of them, there's two names next to that, like track coach C. If there was two names, they'd be splitting that.
Okay.
So that does represent each individual contract.
Any other questions? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your hand. 7-0. Is grants and donations.
SCHS is requesting permission to accept a grant and also a thank you in the amount of $275 from the Franklin County Community Foundation to provide lunch to volunteers who are conducting interviews with students for the Employability Skills Day event. That item itself has a discussion and board action.
Do we have a motion?
I'll move to accept the 275.
Mr. Simonson, second.
I'll second.
Ms. Wilson? Any discussion, questions? All those in favor, show of hands. 7-0.
Again, we want to say thank you.
Yes.
Next up, we have Owens Corning thanking them for their donation of 576 hygiene kits. If you were around my office, you saw the stacks of those as we were getting ready to distribute them. Each kit included a drawstring bag, coloring book, colored pencils, lotion, washcloth, bar soap, soap dish, shampoo, conditioner, lip balm, deodorant, comb, hairbrush, toothpaste, toothbrush cap, hand sanitizer, and pocket tissues. Owens Corning has also donated numerous food items for our school families in need. That is info only. So we'll move on to the next one. Dan and Kurt Full and Full and Hogue Roofing Supply in Cedar Grove. We want to thank them for their donation of shingles to the FCCSC Introduction to Construction classes. Introduction to Construction is one of many career and technical education courses offered at FCHS. The 60 students enrolled in the 4 construction classes are divided into construction teams of 4 to 6 students and build many buildings. I actually got a chance to see those. They're pretty impressive. This includes, but not limited to, pouring concrete footers, constructing concrete block, foundation wall, floor, wall, roof framing, roof shingles, and electrical. This donation from Full and Hogue enables students to continue learning the construction process with hands-on experience. And again, that is info only, but we do want to say thank you to them.
Kendra, financial reports?
The corporation financial report, the education fund balance as of January 31st, 2025 was $6,827,979.23. A year ago, this balance was $5,200,677.72. The operations fund balance as of January 31st, 2025 was $208,207.98. A year ago, this balance was $999,072.37. The rainy day fund balance as of January 31st, 2025 was $4,303,400.92. A year ago, this balance was $1,068,712.84. The investment interest earned year to date as of January 31st, 2025 was $34,373.68. This is compared to $53,519.81 a year ago. There is a comment I would like to make about the interest. All 5 of our FCN accounts did not receive their interest until February 2nd, so they are not recorded on here. They will be recorded. Hopefully February's interest gets in the February month, but they just seem to make their January interest just a couple of days later, so it was not recorded in this number.
That is discussion only. Moving on to the cafeteria. Any questions?
Cafeteria fund balance as of January 31st, 2025 was $186,529.26. This is compared to $565,603.53 a year ago. The latchkey fund balance as of January 31st, 2025 was $18,682.77. This is compared to $14,443.59 a year ago.
Again, those are discussion only. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Okay. Next, we have statements from the public and employees. In order to address the board, individuals must sign in prior to the start of the meeting. Individuals that have signed in are given 3 minutes to speak. A maximum of 5 individuals may address the board regarding the same topic, issue, or concern. Individuals are asked to avoid repetition and should not be permitted to use the names of individual employees or students. Personal attacks on employees or students will not be tolerated. And just as a reminder, this is not a public question and answer, but rather a time for statements or comments from the public. From the public, first up, we have Rob Allen and Casey Mitchum. Is that correct?
Well, I'd like to thank the board for letting us be here tonight. And my name's Rob Allen, and tonight I'm speaking on behalf of the O'Brien family and the community. And again, we thank you for letting us speak here tonight. I'm currently an announcer for Franklin County High School for soccer, basketball, and baseball, and a former soccer coach. And I've had the privilege to have played for and worked with Bob O'Brien with the Franklin County High School soccer program and other events around the community. We are here today to propose your consideration for the naming of the grass soccer fields, current grass soccer fields still in use, the O'Brien pitch or the O'Brien field. Bob O'Brien, for most of you know this, or for any of you who don't, really is the man who brought soccer to Franklin County, Brookville, Franklin County. Bob was raised in Lebanon, Indiana, member of 14 kids. He attended Ball State University, where he played soccer, and in his career, he was tri-captain and most valuable player of the Cardinal soccer team. He graduated in 1968 with a bachelor's degree in education and began teaching in the Muncie school system. In 1973, Bob and his wife Kathy, along with their daughters Amy and Molly, moved to Brookville here in Franklin County and began a long, wonderful career in education that lasted from 1973 to the year 2000, when Bob himself retired from teaching. During that time, Bob moved to the Riverview area, where he began introducing the game of soccer to the neighborhood kids, which really led to the forming of the Franklin County Youth Soccer League, which year to year averages about 200 to 300 participants. Bob then became the first soccer coach at Franklin County High School. The boys' teams were merged, boys and girls together. At first, it was just a club sport, the very first year of Franklin County in 89-90, and then became IHSAA sanctioned in his second year, and the IAC conference started to form more as more teams joined in with soccer. Bob did win a sectional in 1999, a boys sectional, but his coaching career cannot be measured by wins and losses for any of you who know him. Instead, by the teaching and sharing his love of soccer to players that he coached and fans of the game. His work continues year after year with no end in sight. Very dedicated man to the community and the game of soccer. And Casey?
Good evening. My name is Casey Mitchum, grandson of Bob O'Brien and a Franklin County High School senior. I would like to share with the board that my grandpa was just awarded by the state of Indiana, which will be given to him February 22nd, the 2025 Indiana Soccer Association President's Award for his long dedicated career to soccer for all levels of participation in Franklin County. My grandpa never seeks public recognition, but our family and community have watched him work behind the scenes and go above and beyond in order to help him make the soccer program successful. We want to acknowledge his dedication, what he has done for the game of soccer, and his overwhelming support of the community. He truly is the father of Franklin County soccer. Thank you for your time.
And we just want the board to know, we ask you to take this under consideration. In my biased opinion or unbiased opinion, and we thank supporters of soccer, coaches, and fans here tonight to be here. Bob, he's just an inspiration and a person you want to model yourself after, and what he has passed on, not just in soccer but other things, is invaluable to this community and always will be. And if you ever have any questions, or if you have any for us now, we can answer them. Or in time, I did leave my phone number, or you can reach any of us at time that works best for y'all.
I will say thank you, Rob and Casey. If you that information, if you want to leave it or email it,
Sure.
To Mr. Gearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have your number. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all for letting us talk.
Thank you.
Thanks for all.
Next is Loretta Jones.
Hi, my name's Loretta. I've been here before to listen in on the meetings and stuff.
No, I was going to say, the microphone, it's not for us, it's for the people listening online, so
Okay.
that's why that's.
All right. My name is Loretta Jones. I've been here before and been in on the meetings and stuff and listened to things. I have an issue with the bus, and I've been in communication with the transportation down at the school. We have proven that our road is over a half a mile now. They are still not picking up my daughter. Okay, that was on December 17th. Prior to December 17th, We went down, I had my brother go down, clean out the old bus turnaround. It wasn't wide enough. We made it wider. We made it very much almost 3 cars can fit, long enough for the bus to pull in, come back out, everything. The county has been down there. The county has told me there is no issue. I have talked to Kent and I have talked to Justin both, okay? I have been in contact constantly. I just called, let's see, this last Friday. She told me that she had talked to him and that there was no update on the road. I turned around and I called Justin and talked to him. He had talked to her that day. It was a prior issue on the road on a different bus turnaround, and he said she never asked about mine. And I'd called the week before and asked for an update, and I've been calling almost every week for an update to know why my daughter's still not being picked up. So can I get a reason why? The county said the road is turnaroundable, the bus turnaround is fine. Why has my daughter not been picked up yet?
So I have your number, and I'll call you.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Next. Mr. Liggett, are you signed up to speak, or you just signed up? We're
Just sign it in, so we know where you are. It's your alibi. I know what you're up to.
Okay. That is it for the public, or statements from the public and employees. Next up is old business. Do we have any?
Nope.
No old business. Next is new business.
Couple of items here for the board. The first one, Dustin Gary Superintendent is requesting permission to advertise and accept bids for the FCCSC printing and copying services. The bid will close on March 17th. Oh, I'll pause. Bye, everybody. Thank you. No, you're good. That's perfectly fine. Thanks for being here, honestly. Thank you.
Sorry, that was my fault.
I didn't see him. I just didn't see him. Got so engulfed in my recommendation. All right. So I am requesting permission to advertise and accept bids for the FCCSC printing and copying services. The bidding process will close March 17th. This is a discussion and board action item.
Do we have a motion? Ms. Holman, second. Ms. Wilson, any discussion or questions?
Do we know what companies that has been put out to, or is it just a broad?
This is the kickoff, so this will then push out to other companies.
Okay.
We have been with one company for a good bit of time. It was the extension of the contract. Especially brought up some concerns that we had, and so in conversation with them, they are going to bid, of course, because they, but we may see others as well.
And we publicize that, correct?
We do. Mm-hmm.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, show of hands. 7-0.
Next one up is following a review of our property liability insurance quote. I'm recommending, along with Kendra Franks, the acceptance of EMC as our property liability carrier, IPEP, for our workman's comp carrier for a total yearly premium of $205,637. This represents a 22% increase over a year ago for all insurance coverages, premiums, including liability, cyber, property, auto, inland marine, umbrella, the crime, and the linebacker services. The total increase in dollar amount was $37,558. Superintendent recommends that we accept this as listed.
There were several enclosures. Do we have a motion?
I have something to say. Whoever worked on this, and I'm not sure, was this you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm very proud to say that they did take their time. I don't know how much time, but I talked to the underwriter probably, I don't know, last week, and I did talk to the insurance company. I just want to say that I'm very, very happy that this is back in our community. It's always been in our community. No, I should restate that. It wasn't in our community. We brought it back to our insurance people here in Brookville, and since then the insurance company has sold, and this is an underwriter for them. So what I'm trying to say is it is local. I love it when the school can do things with local people. So thank you very much. That was very nice.
Not knowing which way you were going to go with that, I also give good credit to Ms. Franks as well. So I didn't know which direction you were going, so I was going to aim all those darts this way. That is perfectly fine, but if it's always positive, we'll share that, absolutely. For sure, thank you.
Anything else, or do we have a motion? Mr. Simonson first, Ms. Foster second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, show of hands. 7-0. Next up is board policy.
This is another policy update as we get from Neola. There are some things that I do want you to take note of before we come back in a month, especially in the second packet. Just take note of what's there. It wasn't shocking to me, but this is policy I've been used to. It may be different to you as you read some of it through. So I know that it takes a little bit of time to look through that, but the second packet in particular, if you have questions along the way, I'm available to you. Give me a call, and I'm happy to talk to you about it. But there's a considerable packet, particularly the second packet. The first packet is a lot of stuff that we just had to get in line with state law. The second packet is the one that you want to kind of take a look at, just for your own understanding and education, and also questions. So I welcome those questions at any point, but that'll come back. Tonight's information only. It'll come back in March for action, but ask questions along the way.
As you said, that was information only. Now we have the 2025 mowing, lawn care, and landscape maintenance.
So Dustin Gary, Superintendent, is recommending the following companies for winning bids of the 2025 mowing and lawn care landscaping contracts. For the Mount Carmel Campus, Precision Cuts. Laurel Elementary Campus, Hammond Property Maintenance. Mr. Hammond's here with us. He was. There he is, right there. All right. Brookville Campus, Grassmaster Services LLC. And for the lawn care, landscaping, the spraying, and all those kind of things, Get Green. There's some notes here I just want to make before we take the vote. We sent letters to 22 mowing companies and 8 lawn care landscaping companies. We received 11 bids, which, according to Mr. Isaac, is the most he's ever seen to get that many bids come in. Companies could bid for all sites or just a single, and you'll see in your notes there how each company came in, and you'll notice that we did choose the lowest price of all 3 sites. I then went and called all the references for those. So I called references on all 3 companies to make sure that it wasn't just the lowest bidder for the lowest bidder's sake, but like quality work. And so we were able to do that, as well as Get Green, which we've used in the past. That all being said, the superintendent recommends it as listed.
Where are these located?
These companies?
You must be local.
So we do have one from Laurel. Grassmasters is local as well here. Precision Cuts, I believe, is also local, but I cannot speak to that. I'd have to look up their address, but I'm happy to. And then Get Green is the company that we've been using, and I will have to look up their address as well.
I think they're out of Richmond. I think maybe here.
Do we have a motion? Ms. Holman first,
Second.
Brennan second. Any other discussion? All those in favor, show of hands. 7-0. Next on the agenda is other.
I have nothing for other. Does anybody else have an other? All
Now,
right.
superintendent's report.
Just 2 things for the group to kind of catch you up on a couple of items, because obviously we've had a lot of celebrations tonight. One is, if you don't know, we are bringing in a national speaker known as the Kid Whisperer as a conference here in our county, in our schools. This is something I brought over from Northwest. He was a fabulous speaker and did an incredible job with our professional development over there. Teachers would come back over the course of different years to this conference to keep learning more about these different ideas of how to build classroom culture, classroom management, and relationships with students. I know him personally from the work that he did at Northwest, and I'm very proud to bring him here. This particular conference is free to our staff. Any of our staff can sign up. It's a summer conference, and we are selling tickets to other corporations in an effort to help pay for him coming here. So that advertisement's already happening. We're having people sign up as we speak. So it's very exciting. Something to bring a national speaker right here at Brookville Elementary, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to have a little bit of my past history, meet my current state, and just to share some of that learning. In addition to that, we've made some moves around Portrait of a Graduate, also known as Portrait of a Learner. Thank you to Franklin County Redevelopment. Bill's over there somewhere. Thank you, Bill. The Redevelopment Commission, as well as the Community Foundation with Shelley for their help in paying for this item. But we're going to be starting to send out advertisements this week around the dates of those evening events, so we can start looking at that. That is the thing I've been speaking to you about around the soft skills that our county wants for our graduates. What are some things that we want them to work on as they come through our system? That is going to define that for us, and then that's going to be a really great kickoff to some strategy work and some mission vision work. And so what are we aiming at and what are we good at here at Franklin County? So I'm very excited about those two updates.
We also received approval for some funds from the Brookville redevelopment. Correct? Is that for the Portrait of a Learner as well?
Bill, is that right, both groups? Yep. Thank you for that correction.
Want to recognize.
Absolutely.
group
So
as well.
Brookville
So thank
and
you
the
to
Franklin County Redevelopment Commission, as well as the foundation.
Is the school board allowed to come to the
Absolutely.
conference as well?
Yes, absolutely. So the Kid Whisperer Conference, you can absolutely sign up, no problem. I just can't have more than 3 of you in the room, obviously for obvious reasons. Portrait of the Learner is the same way. We'll have to decide how we want to divide up those dates so everyone who wants to can, but that information is coming your way very soon.
Legislative updates. 2 of the big agenda items or bills that are trying to be pushed forward. One is regarding enrollment, and I believe you may know more details. If more than 50% of students that are supposed to be going to a school district are going to another, then it could have ramifications. I don't think we're anywhere close to that. Not too worried about it at this point.
They're not aiming at us this time.
No. And the other is a House bill, I believe. No, this is actually from the governor, looking to put some caps on property taxes, and that could potentially affect us. It'll affect everyone, but I think we would be looking roughly anywhere from 6 to 10% reduction in operations costs from property taxes. Does that sound about right?
Kendra, is that a number that's the first time I heard that number.
Yeah, it's the first time I've heard that. It's around, yeah, it'd be around in that frame, depending on like the growth. But yeah, it's
It was like
roughly.
1.5
The first year,
million, right, Beth? I know you looked at it too.
the prediction the first year was about 1.2. Second year was about 1.5, and then I believe the third fiscal year they said around 1.7.
Almost 4 million.
Very concerning.
Yes, over the next, that's just over the first 3 years.
Yeah.
That's all I have. I know some of you, Ms. Brennan, I know you have found the website where you can follow along. There's a website that you can follow along with bills to track them. You know,
Yeah,
anybody's free to speak in this, this part of the meeting.
You're doing great, Kevin.
Yeah.
There is, I really like, and this came through, honestly, just the email that we tend to get with the updates, the legislative updates, but it's just a ISBA 2025 bill tracking list. I like it personally because it's very consolidated to one spot. You can read it yourself instead of hearing all the noise we tend to hear with this kind of thing. And it gives you the current status as well underneath each bill.
You can dig a little bit farther on the indiana.gov website as well, and you can find out who's authoring or co-authoring those bills. And those are really the people that you would want to contact. I've been learning a lot about this here lately. And sometimes our representatives and our senators that represent our district are very important people, but to actually get something changed, it's typically to the person who is authoring, co-authoring, or sitting on that committee that deals with that educational bill. So those are good people to contact.
Good updates.
Thank you. Anything else from anyone? Next, any future agenda requests? If there are none. Last is recognition and acknowledgements. Mr. Simonson would like to say a few words, so we'll turn it over to him first.
Thank you, Kevin, I appreciate it. Some of us got to attend the School Board Appreciation Week at the elementary school, Brookville Elementary School, and that was last week, and I know a number of you had other commitments, work. I thought that'd be funny because we're retired, but anyway, we got a chance to go over, and the kids did all the cards. You know, I think it was K through 5 made us cards about that day and had some information that they wanted to convey to the board members, and I thought that was interesting reading. So we brought all the cards over. Should I recognize Jessica, Brandy, and Beth and I? So, but anyway, I did want to mention the fact that they did have a meal, and the Joy Durinsky was part of that, the cafeteria person who's in charge over there. And it was a great moment. Okay, these are the moments you know in education that you sometimes miss. So, but as reading through the cards, I just found some of them interesting. Okay, and I just wanted to share a few. Just a couple, because I have another thing on the agenda that I wanted to talk about. Some of the kids wrote jokes, okay? So I wanted to share that for a minute, just kind of lighten the mood here. So this is the first one. The first one, this person asked, why was the math book sad? And then the answer is because it had too many problems. So I'm trying to get my thinking cap around these a little bit. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. So So sometimes we forget about the imagination, okay? And then the last one, you know, and sometimes it's the basic things, you know. So this last card, thank you for taking care of us with love. Thank you. So we enjoyed that. I mean, I'm sure we all did. We all looked at the cards over there that day, and I just wanted to thank them. In fact, we're actually sending them a card, and I didn't have real good artistic ability, but Randy did draft one for us. So we are sending them a card back, thanking them for the invitation. So that was a good day. It was a good day.
Talk about the cards in the back. We'll come back to the other topic.
Okay, yeah.
No, I would just like to thank them all for having us. It was a great sense of community, and it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed eating and reading the jokes and looking at all the wonderful drawings that they drew. And the thank you card back to the students might just have a joke inside of it for them.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, thank you to Jill Brock, who extended that invitation out just in recognition of School Board Appreciation Month in January. Great. I did have to work, but found a lunch hour to break away and get over and enjoy some skyline. So great time. Always appreciate going in there and like Mr. Simonson said, just seeing the real, true reason we do this and the cards from the kids, their humor and their kind words.
I think the faces of the little ones, of course it's K through 5, but the faces, they just look at you, and of course we're a lot taller than most of them, but just adorable, so polite. They were supposed to be in line to go to lunch, and of course, you know, you got to stand in a straight line to get to lunch, and it was awesome. They were just they wanted to know why we were there, and why. So it was great. We really, all 4 of us enjoyed that day.
I was unable to attend. I was
Stuck with me.
Yeah, we were at a conference. Basically, I just got in trouble when I got home. My second grader immediately asked me if I got his card from school. I said, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. And then he told me, and he's like, we wrote thank you cards, and you weren't even there.
Rough.
And then when I heard there was jokes, I was like, oh, boy. But yes, I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but it's great to see that I looked through all the cards over there, so it is awesome. Anything else? Oh, Mr. Simonson, you had one more?
Yeah, one thing more I wanted to share with the board, and is I had a chance to stop by and talk to Jessica DeFawcett. She is our food service director. You know, we see the numbers. We know, just like tonight when you read off the cafeteria balance, but what does the numbers really represent? Okay, so we don't get that piece. So I had a chance to stop by and talk to her a little bit about what the cafeteria area is doing right now. You know, what's going on. You know, we don't seem to get that piece. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that information with you. The first thing here is that, I mean, the only thing we charge for in the corporation, correct me if I'm wrong, is à la carte. A breakfast is free, lunch is free. So the monies that we're accumulating, which pay for salaries and insurance,
And then some.
yeah, is taken out of the cafeteria fund. So that's the only money we're getting through the à la carte line. And all the à la carte products is made by the cooks. So I mean, that's a pretty big responsibility. Also, another interesting fact, I saw that we have a lot of connections, or Jessica has made a lot of connections in the state about getting food from the state. I mean, for instance, when it comes to meat, honey, and eggs, she gets a donation out of Indianapolis for $35,000 over the last 6 months. So here we're getting, you know, we don't see that. You know, we see the budget, but we don't see that gift, okay? And here on when I mentioned the à la carte money just a second ago, over the last 10 months, through the à la carte, they made $160,000. $160,000. So when you break this down a little bit, it really gets interesting. And then this summer, the staff took on feeding the community, those people in need. So when I looked at the numbers, you know, and there's 3 sites where the public can pick up food during the summer. You know, the feeding program connected with the Franklin County Community Schools. In 23, there was only 707 given out, okay? In 24, there was 20,124 given out. So think about the need that our community has and maybe why. 20,000 meals. Now think about that. So, and she wants to expand that to 7 sites next year. And another little piece about the cafeteria is they've made arrangements with what they call Smart Mouth Pizza. And you think, well, you know, there used to be that there's guidelines in which the food has to meet in order to be acceptable by the federal and state government, right? And these meet it. So they sell these pizzas in the cafeteria. But the tricky part is if they sell 10, the company donates 1 to a needy family in Indiana, okay? So far in 24, 2,502 pizzas have been donated. So think about the numbers a little bit. I mean, she just has done a tremendous job. And they're also working with a company out of Batesville. It's called Thrive. And they donate food to all the buildings. And she coordinated that through Franklin County Community Foundation with Lunsford, and I forgot her first name, Shelley. Yeah, so I mean, there are some great things going on here, and sometimes we just have to turn the pages a little bit to see actually what it represents. So, Jessica DeFawcett, if you're out there, thank you. I'm sure we all appreciate it.
I have one other thing about the summer program. I had probably 3 or 4 people that live on the farm, and our program in the summer is called Summer Feed. So they have approached me and saying, oh, that reminds me I have to go out and feed my cow, or I have to go out and feed my pig. So I said something to Jessica, and she just laughed. We laughed about it. And she said, we'll try to come up with another name for summer food.
Summer program.
Yeah, the program. So I just thought that was kind of funny that the farmer said, we don't like that. We need something else. So it was cute.
I'll tell you, her heart for our kids is incredible.
Yes.
And it drives her work ethic. I've never met anyone in her position anywhere else that does it the way she does it. From the moment I landed here, we began to brag about the things that were happening coming out of that office. And so I agree with you, 100%. She's an asset.
She's an amazing lady.
Yes.
Thanks, Kevin.
Absolutely. Thank you. Anyone else have anything for recognition or acknowledgements? If not, the next regular school board meeting will be at 6 p.m. Monday, March 10th, 2025, here at the Administration Building. And with that, we will adjourn.
Thanks, everybody.
You want to